Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. So I'm here to do the Stashbusting 101 challenge for March, where this month we're working through our book pages, both text and illustrated. And this week we're working on tags. Now of course there's lots of ways that you can make tags with your book pages. The way that I'm going to do it today is I'm making these little pocket tags. So in the front you've got all these little, goodies that you can keep, and then there's space of course to write on the back. So really simple, and of course as you might have guessed I'm working with botanicals today. Lots of nice spring colours. So they're easy enough to make. Excuse me. So all I've got here is just a pile of book pages, text ones, and I didn't actually have as many text pages as I thought I did, so I've also brought out some music sheets. I've got some little, florals and fairies and spring-like things to decorate with, some stuff to stuff the pockets with, and that's about it. So let's get to it. So I made that prototype yesterday, so I'm really hoping that I can actually remember what it was that I did, so fingers crossed. Okay, so we're going to take our book page and we're going to fold it in half to start with. Now obviously the bigger the book page, the bigger the tag will be. So I'm just going to go ahead and get some of these folded. There's not really any right or wrong way to do it. And some of them we won't be folding. So I'm just going to sort of go with the ones that I want to have folded. That one's already folded, ready to go. Same with that one. What is that? Might get two out of this one, so let's put that to one side. That one's folded, so is that one. Let's get a few more. I might get two out of this one, depends. I'm doing it mass make style in case you hadn't guessed. Let's get another one. This one's a little bit tattered, so because we're folding the pages first, be careful that you don't pick anything that's too tattered, or if you fold it, if it becomes, it starts to crack or something, you want to be sort of careful of that. So if you sort of want something that's going to be, strong enough for folding it. And the only reason I'm folding is because I only want to use one book page per tag. And so by doing it this way, I am doubling up the book page to make it stronger, make it sturdier, make it nicer for writing on, etc. So I'll do a few more. Hopefully you're joining in if you like the look of these. I'm sure they've been done before. I'm not following any kind of tutorial or anything. I just sat down with my book pages yesterday and thought, what can I do with them? And I just started folding, and that was that kind of thing, really. It's sort of, as per usual, the ideas snowball from there, really, don't they? Right, I'll do two more and then I think I'll call it a day, because there's no way I'm going to get all of these decorated today. But that's okay, because the good thing about this is they'll work for any theme depending on how you're going to decorate them. So you might just want to have a few things in your stash ready to go. Oops. And then I've just got some bonuses where I'm going to use those as well. And I think that will do me. So got all those folded. So all I want to do is just trim down where I can see sort of like too much blank space. So I'm just going to essentially use the book page, the text, etc. as a guide of where to cut. You don't have to do this. If you like, having this this blank bit on it, then by all means keep that. But essentially we just sort of want the text as the focal point. So I'm going to get these all trimmed down. I will probably pause here because otherwise it might be a very tedious video. So yeah, I'll be back in a jiffy. like I said, all I'm doing is just simply trimming down until I'm happy that the text or the music sheet or whatever you're using is, you know, taking up more space. So I'll be back in a second. So I'm just in the process of cutting these down, and a lot of my book pages or music sheets were quite large, so I was fine to cut off all of the borders. With these ones, if I cut down to the text, it's going to be quite small, and I still want to get a pocket in there. So what I'm thinking to do is I'm going to cut off one side along the top there. This side will get folded up, and then I just want to follow the text down the other side. So essentially in this case, with these smaller book pages, I've just cut off two sides. This blank bit at the bottom is going to be our little pocket. So I just thought I would mention that in case it's useful. But you know, you do you. This is just how I'm going about doing it. Right, there we go. I am ready. So I'm just going to move all this to one side. I might keep some of those scraps. I might not. I haven't decided yet. I'll sort them out later. Okay, so I've got a nice little pile here. So what we want to do is, I'm trying to work out whether to glue them shut first. I think would probably make more sense. Let's do that. And then we'll fold up our little pockets. So you could just use a glue stick for this. I want to keep things relatively fast for the video, so I'm just going to use the Kalal. But I'm not putting heaps on because it doesn't need it. It's literally just to keep the two sides of the book page together. And then this one's a little bit thick, so I'm just going to burnish that down the side. And then we just want to fold up that little bit. You can go as much as you like. I'm just going to fold up the blank part of it, I suppose, like so. And what you might find is, whoops, you might find that you get a little bit of, you know, when you fold paper, if you've got two bits together, it might start to kick up a little bit. If you see that and it gets on your nerves, then you can just cut that off. So you just trim it down and then fold again. I'm trying to decide how I feel about it. I'll think I'll fold some more and then I'll decide. It depends, it mostly depends on how thick your paper is. And of course you don't have to use book pages for these. You could use any paper you've got lying around. It would be good for like one-sided digitals where you want to cover up the plain side of it or something, because obviously where you're folding it, you are, you know, covering up the blank side of it, so to speak. And you might be wondering, the text obviously is the wrong way round on these. I'm okay with that. I personally think that it adds to the interest of it. Yeah, so for that one's definitely kicked up a bit too much, so I'm definitely going to cut that down, I think. What was I saying about the... Yeah, I think it just depends on the thickness of the paper. The thicker it is, the more kick up you'll get when you fold your pocket. Just trying to decide, and I'm just trying to decide which way round I want things to be. I'm sort of going with whatever side is the most interesting is my front, because the other side will obviously be covered up by your writing space. So yeah, just if you're making these, carry on. Just trying to decide. I think that's interesting enough. I tried to get a variety of different papers, but to be honest, I had so many random papers in my stash. Like, I don't have like a full book anymore. I've done quite well to, like, you know, get all my stuff down. So what it meant was I just had lots of random just sheets left over. which, you know, I'm sure I'm not the only one. So I was just making a call there about which way round I wanted it, which did I want to be the front. So I'll do one more of folding up the pockets, and then I'll just show you how I'm going to tackle the issue I've got with the kick up. I didn't have that issue in my prototype, I think, because I was using a much thinner paper. But it was just a prototype, I didn't know where it was going, so I was just using something I didn't really care about if the prototype didn't work out. And then when it did, I thought, oh, brilliant. I'll show you this then. We'll do this today. Just going to be a bit bigger pocket on this one. Again, depends on how big your book page is when you start as to how big the tag will be. Okay, so let's find the one where it was kicking up quite a bit, this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run it through the trimmer, just keeping an eye on where it becomes the issue, and that's not straight at all. I don't know why. Let's try that again. That'll be better. So yeah, make sure you're cutting a straight line. And if you don't want to do this part, you could just run some, you know, crochet or lace across the pocket. That would be fine too. But yeah, so anyway, that's one way to get rid of it. And then it's just a case of, you know, gluing up the pocket. Where is my glue? Here it is. Yeah, you could just run some like crochet or lace if you don't want to sort of cut into your pockets too much. Glue playing up today. So just a couple of bits along the edge there. Like I said, I'm sure this idea has been done. I was just playing about with book pages and thought, well, this is how I'm going to approach the challenge, and you know, it might be interesting to some of you to see. And yeah, I'll as I say, I'm doing it mass make style, so I will be gluing all of the, cutting all of the tags, gluing all the pockets. I'm doing it sort of, you know, all together kind of thing, because then you can just get really into the groove of what you're doing. This one I'm not going to cut because the kick up isn't enough for me to worry about it. But yeah, just a really simple make, and once we've got them all decorated with the botanicals and stuff, I think it will look really nice. I might even try it with a pair of scissors just to see what that will do, if I knew where my scissors were. I've gone walkabouts, as per usual. So yeah, you can even just come with a pair of scissors and just follow the line of the pocket. Sometimes I don't like using the trimmer if it makes things go higgledy, because if you don't have a straight line to follow, yeah, that's good, we'll do it that way. Yeah, it can make your pocket wonky. So anyway, I think you've probably got the idea. So I'll get all of these done, because I have a nice little batch here that will keep me busy, won't it? And yeah, we'll do the fun part of getting them decorated together. So back in a jiffy. Okay, so I'm just going through and turning them all into tag shapes now. Now obviously they don't have to be tags, you could just make pockets like this, that would be fine too. But yeah, in my case, I would love to turn them into little pockets, tag pockets rather, little tags. And you know, just having the pocket on there just makes it a little bit more interesting, I think, rather than just, you know, a bog standard tag all the time. We can change things up a bit. So there we go, there's all my tag shapes done. I did a bunch off screen because yeah, I didn't realise how many I'd put together, you know. So yeah, there we go, I have a proper little pile going on. So I'm just going to dive in, I think. Now obviously I do need to bear in mind where the hole is going to go. But yeah, I'm just going to start diving in. So this is a little bit on the small side. So I'm thinking that will be plenty big enough. And then of course we want some words and labels and things. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a task to get through all of these. But you know, hopefully you get the idea now of what it is that I am doing. I'm just gonna, well, do my thing really. Right, let me get my dropper. And yeah, I'm trying very hard not to overthink things. So I don't know how many of these I'll actually get decorated on screen, because you know, at the end of the day I'm just doing the challenge for the stash busting, and yeah. Right, so in terms of this, I got this idea from Roxy's Creations when she did her weekly challenge last year. She did some book page pockets that had the botanical hanging over the edge, and I thought it was so cool that when I was making my little prototype I ended up doing that and thought, well, there you go. That's how we're going to do it. Of course, you decorate them up however you like. Just trying to decide. Yeah, I think I'll have that overlapping. And then some of these, this one's a little bit on the plain side, so I might actually stencil the pocket just in that corner. But of course I need to go around inking everything anyway, so you know. And then of course I'm not decorating the backs of them, as in this section, because obviously my plan for these is to have these fun little things in the pockets. So I'd much rather not have too much in there. I've just got these little like just various things really from my stash. But you know, I'd much rather have those in the pockets as a little bit of interest in there. So I don't really feel like the backs of them need to be decorated, if I'm honest, because I think that's, you know, I don't need that one. You know, it's enough in there to have some interest, and all these things can be, you know, used in journaling, written on, turned into things. So yeah, they're little, I suppose they're little ephemera holder tags. I don't know. They're something anyway. So, you know, that kind of idea. And then on the back, I've got a whole packet of scraps. So it's just a case of finding something that will fit. And, you know, I'd like to be able to see some of that book page around the edge. Like so. Just tear that down so it's got torn edge on all sides. This is just some sticker paper that I use. And then I was just doing a little stamp in the corner, which I won't do now because, well, I want to get all of the botanicals on first and then I can do the stamping. But, you know, it's really, really simple little idea. You know, it's nothing, nothing rocket science. And, you know, I might change what I've got in the pockets, but I'm not going to dilly-dally on screen because I'll be here ages otherwise doing all these. But, you know, that is essentially the idea for the little book page tag pockets. So yeah, just if you are going to make things like this, just sort of sit with your bits and bobs. It helps if you get a few things out, you know, beforehand, of course. And then the only thing you want to bear in mind is you don't want anything too fragile poking out of your pocket, because obviously you might get things, you know, as you put stuff in the pockets, you might hit it. So just bear that in mind. Like die cuts are a really good thing. I've got some like chipboard type things here. I've got some thick fussy cuts, you know, where they've come from thick book pages and things. Put him on the side there. So yeah, I'm just going to sit here and do some of these. So I feel like I should be talking about something other than the project now, because you kind of get the idea. But I don't really know what to talk about. I'm a bit hit and miss at the moment. Sort of, yeah. I think it's been such a long time since I've been on video. I'm sort of out of practice. I'm excited to do these botanicals and things. I'm enjoying this part of it. I just feel like it wants more than a word. You know, it wants something a bit bigger on the side, because otherwise it's a bit I could do with getting some more labels, to be honest, because I am running a little bit low. But I do feel like this one wants something more. So yeah, as I say, it will take me a little bit of time just to get back into the swing of things. Because, you know, it's surprising how much out of practice you get when you take time off. And yeah, it's been about 2 months that I've properly crafted for, and I've just spent today and yesterday finally doing some bits and bobs. I'm looking for a label. I think so. I think it's because this one's a little bit on the wider side, the tag, so it's throwing me off a little bit. But I think once everything's inked around, I have to remind myself I've not inked any of the tags yet. So that's probably, you know, what's throwing me off a little bit. I mean, it's fine, it's because it's so plain around the label. I think I'll stick with that, and then I'll just do some stenciling around it, and then I think that will be what it needs. So yeah, of course, when you're gluing, make sure you're only gluing the bottom of your fussy cut, die cut, whatever it is that you're using. Otherwise you will glue your pocket shut, so don't do that. And I think once you've got things in the pockets as well, it changes it quite a bit. You know, we can put a little tree tea card behind there. And then I had a bunch of things that can actually be journaled on, so I was trying to make sure, you know, to put some interesting things in the pockets, but that will also be useful. And I've got this whole roll of tickets that I'm desperately trying to get through. I've had them for years, and I do, you know, when I send out happy mails and things, I often include some, and I think I put them in pretty much every journal that I make. You see that? As soon as you add things into the pockets, it just changes it completely. So maybe that's a trick. Maybe put things in the pockets and then try and decorate them. Maybe that will help. I don't know. Pass on that one. But yeah, I've got that whole roll still. I've had them absolutely ages. Oh, it's pretty with the blue, isn't it? Actually, I'm just going to put the hole in this one, because there we go. It's a little bit on the tall side, that die cut, so I want to make sure there's still room. Yes, plenty. Perfect. Let's see. This has obviously got writing on the pocket, so I don't know if this will change things up a bit, but and again, we put some stuff in the pockets. So I've got a postcard thing, might be nice for that one. Bring in some green, lovely. And we want these again. What else shall we put in here? Oh, maybe that was that green. Got like a green ticket. Let's try that. That'll do. I won't ink this one. So yeah, I'm just double checking I'm not going to glue my pocket shut by gluing too much of this. So yeah, these are some chipboard florals that I think Mandy might have sent me these. Mandy from Sunflowers and Doors. Very, very pretty and perfect for this because of course they're nice and sturdy. But you know, if you've only got fussy cuts from books, that's absolutely fine. Just bear in mind you might want to use you know, sturdier images for this type of project. Okay, yeah. Gone off that green. Sorry if I'm mumbling, by the way. I am the cogs are whirring, aren't they? Cogs are whirring today. That's better. A bit less in your face. Oh, they're super cute. And they would work just as fine as pockets. As I said, that's where you know, I think I had Roxy's weekly challenge in my head. So I'll do a few of these. Yes, I put the hole in that one, didn't I? Yeah, I'll do a few of them. I'm not going to do the backs of them. As I said, I'm just going to put that scrap paper on the back, add a little stamp. Obviously, I need to do the tag topper, ink around everything. But, you know, you get the idea. That is what I am doing today. So, you know, I'll do a few more, see how I do. She might be a little bit too big. I did think about using some of these fairies to get them used up as well. That's pretty. Don't know if she should. Yeah. Going to want a bigger something. a bigger word maybe for that one. I think when it comes to the words and labels, you want something that stands out against the plain you know, the plain background. Don't you, really? Might do that. Change can be beautiful, lovely. And I'm partly wondering whether I should be thinking about putting any crochet across where that's quite a deep pocket. So excuse me as I just rifle down in my little bag of goodies. I actually don't know if I've got any thin crochet left. I should do. Well, there's one. Let's try that one. Obviously, in this mission to use up things in my stash, I am running low on a few things as well. So I do have to bear that in mind. Right. I think it's just where I've been on a no buy ban for at least a year now. It's been quite a while. Well, I have bought a few things, mainly the essentials, but I just haven't bought things unless like I have a really good idea of what I'm going to use it for. I think that's been the biggest thing, which has been very, very interesting, and I tell you, it has helped. It's helped my purse strings, my bank balance, that's always a plus. Now I don't know if she'll work on top of the crochet now. I mean, we could always put it inside the pocket if we were going to be really out there. You know, I could decide to do that in the background instead, maybe. Don't know. Yeah, let's do that instead. Don't always have to do the same thing over and over again, do we? So yeah, I'll probably do one or two more. This will probably just be an exercise that I do just to get me back into the swing of things a little bit. But you know, you've seen see my idea for how I was going about it. If you are taking part in the stash busting and you want to make some book page tags, obviously this is one idea that I'm showing you today. I have put in the Facebook group, in the event thread, I think it was, I've listed some videos and blog posts from myself, but also from other people, which may give you some ideas as well. But I was aware that sometimes you like to see me do the challenge, you know, in real time kind of thing. Might give you another idea for something you might want to give a go. So I'm just going to try and shut that drawer. Sorry if I jog you. Might add a butterfly to that one, maybe. But yeah, I don't want to overdo it with the videos at the moment, because as I said, it is going to take me a little bit of time to get back into the swing of things and all the rest of it. So my plan really is just to, you know, have a go at a few things on video and do a little bit off screen as well, just to get my hand in, and then hopefully eventually everything will be second nature to me again, like it used to be. It's just one of those things, isn't it? You know, when you're doing something often, it stays front of mind as to what you want to do, and you know, you get used to things. But if you take some time off, sometimes it can be a little bit hard getting back into it. At least that's what I've experienced anyway. I glued it and then hadn't really thought about where it was going, but I think that's fine. Put the there, and then snip off his wing bit. There we go. Here we go. And then of course, you know, we still need to put things in the pocket. Something small, because I don't want to cover up my fairy now that I've done that. That's the only thing with, if you put stuff in the back there, you don't obviously want to cover up what you've added, but that'll be fine. And I'll just do a couple of little tickets in the side there. And then of course, yeah, I still need to ink around them, and I might very well do a little bit of stenciling on the back where I think some of them are a little bit on the plain side. I suppose if you were thinking about it, what you could do is do some collage down the back of the tag before you do the pocket. You know, I decided on this occasion I didn't want to do anything like that, but you might want to. That's better. Just a bit of colour then. So yeah. As I say, I'll do one more, and then I'll probably call it a day for today. That's it. It's yeah, I just need to get back into the swing of things really. I don't think that's in the middle at all, but never mind. Right, I'll probably tie a bow on that one, and then you'd never know it's not in the middle. Let's go back to these floral fussy cuts, because that was kind of the point of all this, was to use these. If I go there, and then I can maybe have something down here. But yeah, I am sorry if I seem a bit rusty at the moment. As I said, it's just, I need to get back into the hang of everything really. Oops. That'll be my dog barking at the door, you have to excuse him. We've put one of these no junk mail stickers on the letterbox, and I don't think people really pay attention to it, because he just, you know, he just goes mental at the door, because, you know, he thinks somebody's gonna come in or whatever, because it is quite loud, you know, in fairness to him. And then yeah, no one's listening to our no junk mail sticker. We have tried. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's like, I was only thinking about it recently. You know, companies that want to email you. Well, I don't know if you know this, but here in the UK and the EU, and I think it's California, you have to have really, really strict permission to email people. You know, you have to have their consent, and you have to have, you know, their permission to turn up in their inbox, which is absolutely right. You know, so they should, kind of thing. You don't want to get spammed by someone emailing you all the time. But the thing is, you don't have the same rules when it comes to getting spammed by junk mail that comes through the door. I mean, I don't know if that's just me being really, I don't know, what's the word, like, sort of, I don't know. I just feel like, you know, you have one rule for one thing and one rule for another, and it just seems a little bit like, you know, we don't want junk mail, so how is it that we can't, you know, we're not allowed to, what's the word, like, opt out of it, like you can with an email. You can't opt out of junk mail coming through your letterbox. And I almost want to say to them, like, I don't want to have these things that that I'm going to have to recycle or whatnot. Like, my whole purpose of doing all this, for example, is so that we're not putting things in the bin. And yeah, it just feels a little bit like, yeah, we're trying to protect the planet and all the rest of it, right? But yet, companies are still allowed to send you a bunch of junk mail that is not at all relevant to you. I just think it just, yeah, stuff like that baffles me, because I just think that's what's backwards about some stuff we're doing. But, you know, I'll shush my moaning. It's just, yeah, things are getting on my nerves more than usual lately, because, you know, we're all just trying to do our best with everything, and, you know, anyway. Sorry. Ran over. I feel sorry for our neighbours with, you know, having our dog not like things coming through the letterbox and stuff. So anyway, but yeah, as you can see, this is all I'm doing. I'm sort of following a template, as it were, and I'm just very much in Mash Make mood. But I kind of like that you can still see the text on the back end, the back of it. And then, as I said, all it is just I'm going to have a little leaf stamp, and then of course I need to do the eyelets and things. So yeah, I hope that you know, like the idea of these. I hope you want to potentially give them a go. Definitely helps once you've got things in the pockets. They look a lot more exciting then. And yeah, just, you know, change it up as you want to. I'll leave it there for now though, because otherwise I'm going to spend probably most of the video just ranting and raving about something or other. Yeah, really, it's just a case of just giving you the inspiration for how you can go about doing the challenge. So yeah, this week was tags. So this was just one idea. And then next week we'll do pockets, which is ironic because we've kind of got a head start with these tag pockets this week. But you know, you can do the tags however you like. What I'm also going to sit down and do is I've got various, you know, pretty book pages that I've never just gotten around to cutting down into tags. I just haven't really done it. So I'm going to be doing those as well. And so that's another way. You can do them however you like. There's lots of ways that you can make tags using your book pages. But I just thought I would come on and show you a simple idea for how you could do it if you want to. And yeah, I'm just going to sit with this pile now. Some of them I might just put into stash because I don't think I need a whole heap. Some of them can just be bases for future projects because, of course, using the book pages, they go with anything. I just fancied working with some botanicals for a change because spring is on the way, finally. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I think I've prattled on long enough. So thank you for joining me. I hope that you've gotten something out of today. And yeah, I look forward to getting back into the swing of things slowly but surely. So, you know, just more than anything, thanks for bearing with me at the moment. Thanks for your patience, and I look forward to speaking to you very soon. Bye for now.